Hello everyone, this is Charles BridgTec with another flashlight review, this time from Fire-Foxes. Now I was sent this by Neil's Deals. They wanted me to test and review this light. It comes in this box. Now the difference between this here, I haven't done an HID light in years. It's nice to see that they still have that concept, because actually this is very reliable as far as in cold temperatures. So nice to see that they have a very compact version like this. Not a very big light at all compared to some of my old ones that were huge, had the 12-volt battery packs on them. Those were very heavy, but they did have a long range in their beam. So with this, let's go ahead and get this open, see what's in. Start off with the user manual. Now this does have English, but it's just below the foreign language here. But this light puts out 6,000 lumens. That's what that looks like. Pretty nice little case here as well for it. A nice cover for the lens. Now with these type of lights that have what they call a bulb, it's a little bit different than the LED, but if you drop it, it's the same thing with an LED. You can still damage it, so it's nice to be able to have a little carrying strap, because this is a heavier light. Just gonna take this, show you here. This is the case that was in the box, and it is nice, stored upright like that. Carry it with you. Got the strap here that you can attach to it, and when you need the light, just take it out. Pretty simple. This is padded as well. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the light. A lot of heat sinking on the head of this light. Now this particular model here is the FF5GT. Side switch there. You've got your igniter switch here, which is basically a power on. Then you go through the light levels with the side switch. The difference in technology, this does have to ignite the bulb. There's a chemical reaction in between in a separate capsule. Once that's done, it starts to glow, provide the light. So you do have the option here as well to mount it on a tripod. It is a good sized light. Not too big, but it's got some weight here. There's no batteries in this, but the head is definitely on the heavy side. You can table stand that if you need. Now the style and design on this is nice. Definitely looks like a more of a traditional flashlight, especially the LED version. Does have some grooves here on the body. This area, I don't think it's going to help with grip much. It's more for cosmetic. Now this is a first review of this company for me. It's nice to be able to do an HID version This technology has been around for a very long time, and it is very reliable. Got some grooves here on the head. No sharp edges. Machining and finish on this is very nice. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look here at the deep smooth reflector. Now the bulb here is a long bulb, and that's an 150 watt according to the specs. Try to get a good angle on that. Now these HIDs have a very long lifespan. I believe it's up to 5,000 hours. I do know some people that have cars that are 20 years old and still have the original HID bulbs in them, and they're still very nice and bright, so the ability to get a long life out of that bulb is very possible. Alright, so now let's go ahead and check out the lens cover here. It does have a string on it if you want to mount it to the light itself. So it just goes on like that. When you want to release it, it comes out. So definitely something that I would use personally, especially on this type of light. Wish that some of my LED lights came with this, so it's nice to have that as well, and to be able to quick release that on and off. And you can, like I said, tie the string here so it hangs down if you want to keep it with the light. Strap, of course, is pretty self-explanatory with the clips there. You can clip it onto the tail end of the light here so the light hangs down. That's the only option, and you can also connect it to the carrying case, so if you want to carry the light, put it in here, carry it on your side. When you need it, pull it out, and you're ready to go. Alright, so now let's go ahead and get this open, and I'll show you the insides of the light. Dual O-rings here, as you can see. Got some grease there on the threads. Just the power switch is there on that side. You've got the actual switch here, and that sends the power to the battery cartridge or carrier, whatever you want to call it. It's up to you. Straight contact point there. Down in the barrels, same way. Got your contact points. So now let me go ahead and take off the barrel of the light, be able to see those a little bit better. Dual O-ring here on the head as well. There's the contacts a little bit better. Well greased threads, so you shouldn't have any issues with getting any water down in this. It'll be watertight. Alright, now let me bring out the batteries I'm going to use in this test. Are my favorite all-time batteries. I use these in all my high-powered lights. They've been very trustworthy over the years. Now they are harder to find. Now if you do get the opportunity, you can look around. You might be able to find these. I've got a huge lot of them, so I'm okay for now. But if not, hopefully it's not something that they have discontinued. Now the batteries here with the spring on the bottom, of course positive on the top, they're all the same. So we're going to go ahead and put them in that way. They do have a little area here where it's indented where you can pop them out easily. Always like to see that. By the way, just a reference for people that don't know about the LG. These here are 3000 milliamp. These are 20 amp cells. HG2s from LG. Really a very nice performing battery. So now that we've got this, we're going to go ahead and put it back in. And we're going to go over the very simple UI on this. Everything's tight and we're ready to go. Now let's go over the UI. UI is pretty straightforward on this. You're going to activate the light by arcing it. So you're going to activate the light by pushing the tail switch. Now you'll be able to use the side switch, and we're going to arc it. That turns it on. A lot of heat comes out of this bulb right here. You'll be able to feel it. This is more of a 5000K, which is very ideal in my opinion. 5000, 6000K is ideal for most applications. This thing, just a ton of heat, way hotter than any LED at this point. So if you want to click it again, goes down in the light output, goes back up to just 2 levels. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look here at the beam. You can kind of see it does have a hot spot here, not too much bleeding. You can see the spill is very nice and wide, kind of tapers off here. We'll have to see how intense that area is right there in the beam. It's probably going to have a nice combination beam, which are my favorite. It's just a lot of heat right here on this hot spot. Of course, go up back at the high. This thing is burning my hand, literally burning it, so I couldn't stay there much longer. Remember to turn off the light simply by that tail switch, and that's all there is to this light. Pretty straightforward, easy to use. You've got your high and low beam levels, and this thing feels very nice, rugged, nice construction, no issues here at all. So let's wait no further. Let's take this bad boy out, see how it does in the wilderness. We are out here in the darkness with the Fire-Foxes HID flashlight. We're going to go ahead and get started here. Now this is 150 watts according to the specs. So let's go ahead and get this started, see how it does. Start here on the tree of life because it's going to start off on the highest level. There it is. See, the hot spot is building up in brightness, and it takes about 15 seconds. It's got a nice color temperature once it's up to its full potential here. And light output was kind of pan it around here, as you see. About 5000K, easily lighting up a huge area. This spill is an incredible brightness. And remember, this is old technology, but very reliable. Huge hot spot. You can easily track. That's the furthest tree in my testing area. Look at that. Wow. I didn't think it would make that, but it does. Impressive. That's going to become real bright here. Tree line, fence line. Let me put it about right here, and I'll show you how wide this spill area is here. And this is 4K video, and it's still super wide on the spill area. Huge spot, hot spot that is. Now we're going to go ahead and step it down here, and there's the next level down. 2 light outputs on here. Still have a huge amount of light output that can be attained with this, and this of course is going to give you the best run times. And I've got bugs going nuts with this. Proven reliability with this technology. Still doing well. And this is still easier to carry than the older ones back in the day. And we'll go back up so you can kind of see the jump there. Very nice. Warming down. Okay, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those night shots. Technology, this thing is proven reliable. Definitely not only in the ability to operate in extreme cold weather, this thing is going to do well for you. The technology has been around for, like I said, 20-30 years, so that itself is impressive. A lot of your high-end luxury vehicles are now kind of going away from HID, but there's still quite a bit out there that are using them. They of course have come down quite a bit in price over the years, which is nice to be able to afford and easily upgrade your vehicle lighting. This here is impressive. The beam, it's got some good range on it. This here with the hotspot, the further it gets out, it gets quite a bit larger, but it's still intense. And as you could see in those night shots, spill area is extremely bright and usable to be able to light that foreground. So if you're tracking an animal with it, this thing will do just fine. Very nice combination beam performance, which is my all-time favorite. Not really towards the dedicated thrower side as much. That is my third favorite. Second favorite would be a floodlight. This here, the technology does still show some great promise, especially in a compact light like this compared to the old ones back in the early 2000s. These things were just huge, had a huge handle on them, and they were just very hard to carry around. Some later ones that I did were quite a bit bigger. The battery technology was different, not as strong as they are today. And this being relatively compact is just very nice to be able to hold. So very nice to be able to just have a simple light, activate it. You can leave it in your hand until you need it, activate it. You're going to arc it, that way it'll activate the light, and it reaches its potential, full potential that is, about 15 to 25 seconds. Kind of depends on how cold it is. I think that might make it a little bit slower, but once it's there, it's very nice. It did very well, and I am impressed with it. I will be using this protector. I like that. Very nice, because this is glass that's in there, and the bulb as well, so you don't want to break that so close together. It's a good idea to have this versus an LED. The LED is way down inside the reflector. So to get the best performance out of this light, you're going to want to use a high performance battery like these LGs. Now there are several options that you can do. I prefer the LG HG2. That's what I do. If you're able to find them, purchase them, they're really good quality. Or if you do have some, go ahead and use those as well. Second favorite would be a Samsung 25R. Very nice battery, 20 amp as well on those. Alright, well I want to thank Neil's Deals for sending me this Fire-Foxes 150 watt HID flashlight. If this is something you're interested in getting, I will leave a link down in the description where you can get this, including a special discount code to help you save some money on this, just in case you're interested in getting it. Well, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thanks button. All donations really help out my channel. Or you can please share, like, and subscribe. That way I can bring more of these flashlights and others to you in the future. Thanks for watching. Take care.